Hi, this is Socionics. Today we're gonna be determining Socionics type of Lady Gaga. And Socionics is a science about people and their relationships.
We will watch her interview and show you selected fragments with our explanation from Socionics' perspective of what's been said. Let's do it.
I just really wanted to return to pop music and make a pop record.
And going
but my way,
Of course.
Which is always a little
different.
To the left.
When we're talking about something unusual, something extraordinary, something like super creative, and she definitely, if you learn her like biography,
she positions herself as a creative person,
very creative,
unique person.
And like here she said like my own way, like going to the left. So.
Yeah, my own way is to the left or to the right, but not straight as everybody else does.
Yes.
Trying harder and being different, those are things that should be rewarded. And it's always been my message, to my fans. And so I keep that in my music. I always want to be trying to be ahead musically.
So she's saying that she uses her creative approach, creating like unique sounds and unique like everything to be ahead of everybody. And I remember how Drake was saying that everybody wants to be the guy with the juice, everybody wants to be the best, everybody wants to take like this first place in the charts, and she's saying that I'm using my creative approach, creating unique sounds, unique like things to be ahead. So this is her like feature that she's using to be the best, to be in a lead position in the pop music industry.
Things that are bigger than you are usually smaller. It's about family. It's about the world. It's about each other. It's not about looking out to find things. It's about looking in.
Looking inside of you, looking for your values, for your family, relationships with your family, with your friends. This is what she calls important for her. And she compares it like it's so big, it's so important.
That's a far way my dad came from, immigrant Italian family that came over through Ellis Island, had babies here, learned how to speak, American.
There was just a bunch of facts, and she was describing her father. She described basically his path, his history, how he came here, as far as I understood. Like he was an immigrant, he worked here, he had a daughter, and then this happened and that happened, like, the constatation and
of the facts, of the details.
Yeah, details.
You know what? I'm gonna go have lunch with my sister, and I'm gonna call back my dad right away, and I'm not gonna break that meeting that I had or that dinner that I promised somebody just because, I'm who I am and something bigger came up that I should go to. Nothing's bigger. It's all the same.
So she have definitely priority with her family, friends, people that she got close connections to, and this is her main priority. And she sticks to that. She sticks to these moral principles, and she's ready to follow it, like despite whatever other big things gonna happen. And not all people do that. Not all people will behave the same way in this situation.
Well, I had a vision in my head, and I went in, I went into the studio, and Mark he was like, who's this record for? And I said, well, I just keep seeing this vision. And he said, okay, come on, let's give it to me.
Are all people like seeing visions to what they're gonna do?
When you're saying that you have a vision of something, then you see something in future that just looks like real for you, like a real thing for you.
That has to happen.
That has to happen,
That you need to do that.
Yes.
And that's how she describes it.
That's basically how she writes songs, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
And I said, there's this girl, and she's maybe like 30s. Her hair's back and she's got no makeup on and it's in a bun and it's kind of fuzzy, like she hasn't really done it. And she's wearing a Hanes sweatshirt that she got at a drugstore. And she has a kid in one hand and a glass of Pinot Grigio in the other. Some fake Tiffany's, nothing expensive. That girl's me, if I wasn't famous.
So here she described the person with literally no status, person without no position, like stable in life, person with not really like a money or connections or like whatever. Just a person that everything that she has is just her family, just some cheap clothes, just cheap stuff that she can afford. The way she described the girl, it was very logical. She didn't say anything about the girl personally. She just described the way she looked. She was wearing this, she was hanging this, tears from her head, on her cheeks, and that's it.
What's interesting that this is not what I paid my attention to.
Now, what did you pay attention to?
I was like really surprised how she sees the vision for the song. And she just keeps going and keeps going and keep going and keep going. So much, first of all, details.
Yeah.
Specific of like what exactly should be, how she looks, what she does, and the fact that she just has this such a detailed vision, which only I think intuits can do.
That's true. Yeah, she is very much visionary, and she has like a really strong ability to see the visions of what she wants to achieve and go for. And because it's so detailed and it's so specific, maybe this is the reason for her success, because she knows very clearly what she wants to achieve and she goes for it.
When I go home and I erase the fame, I'm Joanne. And I'm able to just think about family, just think about friends, just think about the people that I love.
So here she not only talks about family and connections, or what we were saying before, but she also identifies herself as that individual, as the person without fame. And she's saying, I'm coming home and I'm erasing my fame and I'm just a simple person. So she doesn't feel like her as kind of royal.
She doesn't see society in terms of hierarchy. So if you like collectivists usually see people in their places where they should be in terms of the hierarchy and their position in society.
Yeah.
You know, and if you are a famous person, and if you look at the society in terms of hierarchy, you see yourself higher, obviously.
Your status is quite high.
A bit higher, yes. You have more money, you have more resources, everybody respects you, everybody look up at you, which automatically brings you higher than just other people. And what she's saying is just putting herself at the same position as her audience, as everybody else.
You declare what's next. You declare what's new. It starts with you almost. You know, you set the tone for everybody else, I feel.
Everybody is supposed to do that.
You're right. I got to thank you.
And I don't mean other artists. I mean in our lives.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we should all listen to each other in that way. You know, what do you think is next? What do you think is next?
Yeah, so this is very funny how interviewer tries to put her up like a little bit, you know, and put her status like higher than everybody else's, because
you're the one who everybody follows.
You set the tone, everybody looks up to you, so you're like higher. And you definitely see how he's like praising her and in sort of collectivistic way, you're higher, I see you higher than everybody else. And she's like, no, well, everybody's supposed to do this, everybody should be the one to whom everybody looks up to. And
so
everybody should set the tone.
Everybody, this opinion as important. So all the opinions matter. It doesn't matter what your status and what your position in society. We need listen to each other, to every person around. Okay, let's talk a little bit more from standpoint of socionics, of what we determined. So first, introverted ethics in values, because she was repeatedly saying about it, about connections with other people, that it matters in family and friends, and she prioritizes it.
The main message of my songs is to bring people together and motivate them to form the connections, to talk more to their parents, their friends, to form stronger bonds with people whom you care about.
Also, we can say quite confidently that she is intuitive, because we heard and know strong extroverted intuition from her, and a lot of intuitive phrases and introverted intuition as well, where she was talking about vision.
So also we found a lot of statements for individualism. Probably for individualism there were like more statements than for anything else. So you can definitely say that she is from individualistic quadrant, which is first or third. And her, like the way she sees the world, not through the hierarchy and putting people on their places, like where they should be in terms of status, in terms of position in society. She just basically evens up everyone.
Yeah.
And herself as well. So also the fact that she was talking all the time about something external. She was talking about her album, she was talking about people that surrounds her, about her family, about other artists, about what's going on in the world, about it's all leaning towards extroversion. Also, she pointed out multiple times during even this interview that it is important for her to do things her own way, not like everybody else does. She has her own style, her own approach. She creates, very unique things in her songs, like, words or melodies or something that makes her,
separates her from others.
Her and, pushes her to the leading positions in the charts and ratings or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
she's very creative.
Yeah, so she is unique, and being unique motivates her to work more, to, in her work, it is very important for her to be unique. And yeah, so we think that she is a logical, intuitive extrovert based on all the arguments and everything that we've heard from the interview.
To watch the full interview, please click in the link in the description below.
If you want to watch more, click the video on the left or on the right.
And to subscribe, click the circular channel icon. Thank you for watching.